I am a man of European heritage, living in our beautiful, diverse nation known as the United States, and I am sick and tired of these leftist communist subversives demeaning my people with a bunch of fraudulent, disgusting lies. We are going to utterly dismantle the DEI history narrative that has permeated our beautiful, wonderful, diverse society. It has made my people out into the villains. So, what is DEI history in a nutshell? What is the truth according to our enemies? Well, first of all, a lot of DEI individuals, they love to say this. Europeans, that means you and me, are responsible for colonialism, ethnocide, we can't say the other word, and exploitation. Bum, bum, bum. The world was full of milk and honey, and everybody was peaceful before the Europeans. Oh, clown. Europeans are responsible for slavery. There was never slavery before the Europeans invented it, bruh. It's DEI, yeah. Europeans are responsible for patriarchy. OMG. You ever heard radical feminists screaming at you about how you're responsible for patriarchy? It's only Europeans, bruh. Before Europeans came along, everybody was just a large matriarchy. And the summary of the DEI history is Europeans bad. Europeans caused all the world's problems. That's DEI history. Well, let's dive in a little bit more. DEI fact number 1. White people invented ethnocide. Remember, like I said, the world was full of milk and honey and nothing bad ever happened until the Europeans came along. Oh, by the way, give me reparations. Thank you. So we're going to go through a couple examples here. Now, if you see this man on the right, okay, this is Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, he was a Mongolian man, and he did some very bad things, okay? We'll get to that in a second. But, you know, I never hear DEI people constantly demanding that Mongolia apologize for what Genghis Khan did. I wonder why that is. Could there possibly be another motivation for why DEI Americans only target Europeans? What could it be? Could it be because they want money? No, not at all. So here's a couple examples of ethnocide that were not perpetuated by Europeans. Well, there's one here that is, but okay. So I went back in history, and if you actually can go back to the dawn of time, and it's pretty common sense that ethnocide was committed by every single racial group and population. If you truly believe that the story of humanity is not constant war, struggle, and annihilation of enemies, you are a DEI, brainwashed, fanatical, communist, liberal, leftist clown. So going back to China, we've got the Ouija War, the Ouija board war in 350 CE. The Han Chinese annihilate. Excuse me. I'm sneezing by all this horrible history. The Han Chinese exterminate the Xi people. 200,000 people gone. Are they people of non-color? No, they're Chinese. Okay, so Chinese did it. All right. Chinese guilt, bro. Give us reparations, bro. The Mongol Empire, Genghis Khan. Look at this man right here. Look at him. He's kind of a handsome man. I like his beard. I want to stroke it. The Mongols expanded out from Mongolia and basically conquered everything all the way into Europe. I mean, they went far, and they were nasty boys. Because of their expansionism in the 13th century, 40 million people died from the Mongolians. 11% of the global population wiped out. But he's not a Euro, so it's okay, bro. Mongolian guilt, bro. The Holodomor. I guess you could say this was Europeans, but the Soviet Union starved 3 to 7 million Ukrainians intentionally. Oh, okay. See, Europeans, bro. The Cambodian ethnocide from 1975 to 1979. Are Cambodians Europeans? Well, I guess they're honorary. They're honorary Europeans, right? I guess, because, only Europeans do this. This was implemented by the Khmer Rouge, where they ethnocided 1.5 to 2 million of their population. 25% of their population was annihilated. And then, of course, we have the Rwandan ethnocide in 1994. These are just like, there are probably hundreds or thousands of examples. Okay? Yes, it isn't just Europeans that did this, but do we ever read that in our DEI textbooks? Of course not, because there's an agenda. There is a subversive communist agenda. Give me money, open your borders. In the Rwandan ethnocide, the Hutus, a people in Africa and Rwanda, deleted between 800,000 to 1 million Tutsi minorities. So I'm starting to see a theme here. It seems like it's not just a European exclusive thing. It's actually a human thing. So that's DEI fact number one. The truth. Look at these subversives. Look at these degenerate. What is this? You think you side with people that look like this and you're on the right side of history? What kind of delusional, insane maniac are you? Anyway, ethnocide is standard human behavior. It just is, okay? And it's still happening today. It still happens today. History is replete with unending examples of wars of extermination dating back to prehistory. Fact. Extermination was practiced by all groups throughout history. Fact. The DEI, they're shaking in rage right now. No, our grift is collapsing, please. I want my free jobs and my paycheck and my government subsidies. No, stop it. DEI Americans focus on European extermination campaigns to emotionally manipulate Europeans into accepting unending immigration and to pay unending concessions. Stolen land. Yeah, you think no, all land was stolen. Humans have been fighting over territory since the dawn of times. But when Europeans do it and they win, they're bad. Just go back to Europe. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Have fun in America without Europeans. DEI fact number one, utterly and completely dismantled. Oh, and I can see all the, you got your little communist subversive answers. You always have communist subversive. You're communist rats. It's just a fact. Shut your mouth. I don't care. Go away. DEI fact two, people of non-color, punk, that's me, invented slavery. Guys, there was no slavery before the Europeans. Bro, that's why the Europeans they're such bad people. Nobody else did this. I wonder why there's not any guilt for any other groups. Could it be because the Europeans have a lot of wealth and power, and if you guilt them, you can extract money from them? No, that can't possibly be it. So let's go back to ancient Mesopotamia. It's the Middle East, bruh. There was a code, the code of Namu. This was written evidence of slavery. And trust me, there was slavery before there was written evidence. You go back to ancient Babylon, 1755 to 1750 BCE. This is a long time ago, people. The Code of Hammurabi. More additional written evidence of slavery. How about the Bible? You guys read the Bible? You ever hear about the Jewish Exodus from Egypt? Yeah, they were slaves. Okay, so Middle Easterners did it. The Egyptians did it. Ancient Rome, there were slaves in ancient Rome. There were slaves in ancient Greece, but they're European, so yeah, that's bad. Oh my God, you should feel guilty, bro. Give me money. And there was slavery in Africa. I know, the DEIs, they are flaming with rage right now. Oh no! Ban this channel. How dare you speak facts? How dare you disrupt my disgusting communist subversive DEI narrative? There are records of slavery in Ghana. That's a European country, right? As early as the 1st century. Stop. There was a man known as Mansa Musa. This is a picture of him here, okay? He was a king. He was the ruler of the Mali Empire. Mali's like in the center of Europe, right? In 1324, he made a pilgrimage to Mecca. He was a Muslim. And he brought with him 60 to 100,000 slaves with him. Yes, Africans enslaved each other, and they sold each other to people around the world. It was in Africa, too. Why are you trying to guilt me? Shut your mouth. You're not getting a dime from me. Millions of slaves were sold to the Arabs and eventually to the Europeans with the transatlantic slave trade. See, what DEI history does is they just started the transatlantic slave trade. That's all they talk about. It's like, okay, there was nothing, and then there was suddenly the transatlantic slave trade. Therefore, it must have only been Europeans, because that's where our history books really start. Especially if you read an American history textbook, it starts with the transatlantic slave trade. That's why low information clowns don't understand that this was a global institution. The truth. Look at our boy Al Sharpton here. Oh, man. Oh, he's a grifter. Slavery was a global institution practiced by all races and peoples. Fact, seethe. You're not getting any money from me. Slavery was mostly abolished by Europeans. This is what we get, okay? We're so nice. We're so moral and magnanimous that we actually were the main drivers of abolishing slavery. You think they mentioned this in our DEI fanatical clown textbooks? Of course not, because that would go against the DEI give me money narrative. The British Slavery Abolition Act of 1833 and 1834. The American Civil War. 600,000 Americans died in the American Civil War to free the slaves. And what do we get? What do we get? Yeah, you think we get appreciation? No, we get unending demands. DEI Americans leverage European guilt and DEI historical subversion to extract unending reparations and concessions from Europeans. Whenever a DEI person is trying to shame you, their ultimate goal is to extract money or positions of power from you. Close your mind. Close your mind to the lies, the degeneracy, the filth. Know the truth, embrace it, and hold your head up high. Do not bow your head in shame. DEI Fact 3. Oh, look at this. Oh. Wow, man. That's my inspirational spiritual leader right there. White people invented patriarchy. If we go back, we can actually see, and this is common sense, okay? You think most societies were matriarchal around the world? No, no, they were patriarchal. It's not just a European thing. But of course, all the DEI fanatics, there was world peace, there was matriarchy, there was no slavery, but the Europeans, oh my God, open your borders, give me money. Go back and read the Code of Hammurabi. Remember that one? There were laws placing men above women. Oh, I have a typo there. I'm a clown. I'm a fraud. The Zhou dynasty in China, 1046 to 256 BC. Chinese male-dominated clan systems. There was even patriarchal societies with the Zulus and the Maasai in Africa. Hide it, delete it. And with the Aztecs and Maya. And the list goes on and on and on. Okay? This is not a European thing. But we hear about it all the time. The truth. Look. Oh, God. Marry me, queen. Patriarchy was a global institution practiced by all races and peoples. Examples of matriarchy do exist, probably in like smaller clown societies that got wiped out, but they are few and far between. Subversive leftist vermin used the white people started patriarchy myth to push feminist women into the anti-European diversity coalition. That's what the Democratic Party is. It is a coalition of people who don't like male people of non-color. It is a coalition. How do they bring women of non-color into the coalition? They say, well, if you're a feminist, you realize that the men of non-color actually started patriarchy, and that's why you're such an insane psycho. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, look at this woman. Conclusion. Leftists are disingenuous you-know-whats. Leftists and communists are devious snakes. Leftists take universal human wrongdoing and present it as uniquely European actions. But hey, you're a fanatical clown, so you don't care. You'll just make up lies to resist this so you can keep getting your checks. Leftists indoctrinate youth and low-information, low-IQ voters into DEI history by repeating DEI lies incessantly. It's brainwashing. You think kids have defenses against this? It's satanic and evil. DEI history creates a deep sense of shame in mentally weak Europeans. You are mentally weak if you bend the knee to this, and a lot of you have, and you should hang your head in shame. Leftists exploit the deep sense of shame felt by mentally weak Europeans to extract resources, concessions, silence criticism from the majority European population. Anybody seem to recognize that? That seems true to me. Non-European populations who resent Europeans will never accept selectively ignore the truth because it does not serve their self-interest. I have figured this out as a grown man. As an adult, I'm a big boy. I know how the world works. You could come up to somebody and spit all the facts in the world, but if it does not suit their self-interest, they're not going to listen to you. You could literally write down 1 + 1 = 2, but if they're in a tribe or a group that demands that they believe 1 + 1 = 3, it doesn't matter what you say to them. They're going to believe 1 + 1 = 3, and you'll never change their mind because it suits their self-interest. Psychotic. Welcome to the world. This is why wars happen, because you can't debate with people. Ask me how I know. Europeans who have been indoctrinated into DEI history are fanatically self-hating and are by and large unable to be saved. Don't even try to argue with the leftists. You think you could go out there and present facts, show them information, try to convince them that they've been brainwashed? They don't care. Their self-hatred burns brighter than 1,000 suns, and they will do everything they can to act on their self-hatred. And their entire life is built on a lie, a disgusting, degenerate lie, and they refuse to acknowledge it. So what do you guys think? Am I just like, I'm an evil man? I am such a bad person. I know. I am such a bad boy that I actually showed you the truth. And because of that, you're going to rage in the comments below, and you're going to demand your money and your concessions and your DEI jobs. I don't care. I'm done. I'm over it, boyo. You're cooked. You want to get a job? Be good at your job. You want to get something? You want to make money? Go get a skill. I'm sorry. It's over. Or is it? We'll see in the next election. You guys have a wonderful day.